In modern warfare, air defenses are supposed to be the impenetrable shield, a layered network of radars, missiles, and interceptors designed to swat down any aerial threat before it reaches its target. Russia's defensive architecture is among the most complex in the world, with long-range S-400 batteries, medium-range Buk and Tor systems, and point defense weapons like the Pantsir S-1 guarding critical infrastructure. On paper, this fortress should be airtight. And yet, over the past 2.5 years, Ukrainian FPV drones have been slipping through the cracks, not just reaching the front lines, but striking deep inside Russia's territory. These aren't just opportunistic hits. They are part of a deliberate, evolving campaign that has targeted airfields, depots, energy facilities, and now even the heart of Russia's defense industrial base. Each strike forces the Kremlin to reposition air defense systems, spend millions reinforcing vulnerable sites, and perhaps most importantly, face the reality that there is no longer a safe rear. This shift didn't happen overnight. In the early stages of the war, simply reaching a high-value target deep in enemy territory was a success in itself. Today, expectations are much higher. It's about sustained, precision strikes that actually disrupt production, halt operations, and send a psychological shockwave through both the Russian military and civilian population. To understand how these small, inexpensive drones are defeating some of the most advanced air defense systems in the world, we first need to break down the structure of those defenses and the vulnerabilities that Ukrainian operators have learned to exploit. That's exactly where we're heading next. This is FPV Explainer, where we break down the most fascinating stories in drone warfare. If you're enjoying this deep dive, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment telling us what topic you want to see next. Your feedback shapes our future videos and keeps us bringing you clear, detailed analysis from the front lines. To understand how Ukrainian FPV drones bypass Russian air defenses, we first have to examine what they're up against. Russia's defensive system isn't a single wall. It's a multi-layered shield designed to engage threats at different ranges and altitudes. At the outer perimeter are long-range systems like the S-300 and S-400, capable of tracking targets hundreds of kilometers away. These are backed by Buk M2 and Tor M2 batteries for medium-range interception, designed to handle aircraft, cruise missiles, and larger drones. Closer to key facilities, Pantsir S-1 point defense systems stand ready to shoot down anything that slips past the first two layers. The Pantsir in particular has proven to be one of the most effective weapons against small drones, especially when placed on elevated platforms to expand its firing arc. But in recent months, Russia has taken air defense integration even further, positioning these systems directly inside the facilities they protect. Military-industrial complexes, ammunition plants, and drone factories now have missile batteries sitting in their courtyards or on purpose-built mounds. The Alabuga Special Economic Zone, home to Shahed-type drone production, is a prime example. Other plants have been ringed with anti-drone mesh screens, creating a physical barrier meant to disrupt or destroy UAVs before they can reach critical workshops. Despite these measures, Ukrainian drones have found ways through. The key lies in understanding the inherent weaknesses of such a massive dispersed network. No matter how advanced, air defense systems are not omnipresent. They have coverage gaps, limited ammunition, and human operators who can be overloaded with too many targets at once. And that's where Ukraine's tactical innovation begins. In the next section, we'll break down the exact methods Ukrainian FPV operators use to exploit these vulnerabilities, from low-altitude terrain masking to overwhelming defenses with coordinated swarms. Bypassing a modern air defense network is not about brute force. It's about precision, deception, and exploiting blind spots. Ukrainian FPV drone operators have developed a toolbox of tactics that turn these small, inexpensive aircraft into precision strike weapons capable of slipping through Russia's layered defenses. One of the most effective techniques is terrain masking, flying at extremely low altitudes, often just meters above the ground, using hills, forests, and even buildings to hide from radar. This keeps the drone below the detection threshold until it's already too close for interceptors to react. In urban or industrial zones, drones weave through infrastructure, appearing only at the last moment. Another key tactic is the use of decoy drones. These are cheap, expendable UAVs sent in large numbers to trigger air defense systems. When radar operators engage them, they reveal firing positions and waste valuable interceptor missiles or autocannon rounds. While defenders are distracted, the real strike drones approach from different angles or altitudes, often targeting the very systems meant to stop them. Ukrainian operators also deploy multi-wave assaults. The first wave forces Russian gunners to open fire. The second wave follows quickly to exploit confusion, and the third delivers the main blow to the target. In some cases, jet-powered UAVs like the Peklo are used as high-speed false cruise missiles, drawing attention and fire away from slower, more heavily armed FPV drones. The success of these tactics depends heavily on timing, coordination, and operator skill, but they also highlight a deeper truth. Even the most advanced defenses can be saturated, tricked, and bypassed when facing a flexible, adaptive enemy. Next, we'll look at the technology behind these drones, how modifications in design, propulsion, and guidance are making them even harder to stop. Tactics alone are not enough. Ukraine's success in breaching Russian air defenses is also rooted in rapid technological adaptation. Every month, FPV drones coming off the production line look and perform differently from those fielded just weeks before. This constant evolution forces Russian defenses into a perpetual game of catch-up. One of the most visible upgrades is airframe modification for range and payload. Operators have stripped landing gear from certain models, reducing weight and drag to fit larger batteries or additional explosives. This means drones can travel farther, hit harder, and still remain agile enough to dodge defensive fire. Navigation has also advanced. Modern Ukrainian FPV drones integrate multi-band GPS with inertial navigation systems, allowing them to stay on course even when jammed by Russian electronic warfare. Some carry pre-programmed waypoints, enabling semi-autonomous flight until they reach visual range of the target, where human pilots take over through first-person view goggles. On the offensive side, warheads have been tailored to defeat specific defenses. For example, shaped charges designed to punch through mesh screens and light armor, or fragmentation payloads that maximize damage to unprotected equipment. There's also growing experimentation with dual-purpose loads, capable of both killing vehicles and damaging buildings. Equally important is the diversification of platforms. Ukraine now fields not only standard quadcopters, but also jet-powered drones like the Peklo and Pantsir, which reach speeds over 600 kilometers per hour, making them difficult to track and intercept. When these are combined with slower, stealthier FPVs in coordinated attacks, defenders are forced to make split-second choices and often make the wrong one. This fusion of evolving hardware and adaptive tactics means Russia can never assume yesterday's defense plan will work tomorrow. In the next section, we'll explore the broader strategic impact of this relentless innovation and what it means for the future of drone warfare.
The ability of Ukrainian FPV drones to bypass Russian air defenses is more than a tactical win. It's a strategic shift that is rewriting the rules of modern warfare. Each successful strike deep inside Russian territory carries multiple effects. First, there's the psychological dimension. For decades, Russia operated with the assumption that its vast interior was untouchable. Now, military personnel, defense workers, and civilians alike see that the war can reach them directly. This erodes morale, fuels public anxiety, and forces the Kremlin to spend political capital reassuring its population. Second, the financial burden is immense. Every intercepted drone, even a $500 decoy, can force Russia to expend missiles worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Add to this the cost of relocating air defense systems, reinforcing facilities, and repairing damaged infrastructure, and the economic strain becomes clear. Even unsuccessful strikes can drain resources. Third, these operations have a military ripple effect. When Pantsir units are tied up guarding factories in the interior, they aren't protecting frontline troops. Gaps appear in the defensive grid, opening corridors for other Ukrainian strikes, whether by drones, artillery, or long-range missiles. Finally, the adaptability of Ukrainian drone warfare forces constant recalibration. Russian defenses can never lock in a fixed strategy, because every month brings new drone types, flight profiles, and attack patterns. This perpetual uncertainty is itself a weapon, creating a long-term pressure that no static defense can fully relieve. Looking ahead, the question isn't whether FPV drones will continue to penetrate Russian defenses. It's how far this technology will evolve and how other nations will adopt similar tactics. In the next phase of this conflict, the race will not be about who has more drones, but who can innovate faster. And right now, Ukraine holds that edge.